The scent of coffee brewing upstairs always reminded me that it was morning, even before I opened my eyes. I had lived in my parents' basement for far too long, and every day, that smell was a reminder of my unfulfilled dreams. I had been playing guitar since I was a kid, dreaming of making a living through my music. But here I was, in my late 20s, still stuck in the same place, struggling to make ends meet and feeling like a failure. The basement was a small, dimly lit space that had become my refuge and my prison. My guitar, an old acoustic that had seen better days, was always within reach. It was my only escape from the reality that seemed to press down on me more heavily with each passing day. I spent hours practicing, writing songs, and imagining a life where my music could sustain me. But no matter how much I played or how many songs I wrote, it felt like I was stuck in an endless loop of dreams without a way out. One particularly dreary morning, as I strummed aimlessly on my guitar, my mom came down with a concerned look on her face. "Alex, we need to talk," she said, sitting down on the edge of my makeshift bed. "You can't keep living like this. I know you love your music, but you need to find a way to support yourself." Her words stung because they were true. I knew I had to do something, but I didn't know where to start. Later that day, as I was scrolling through videos online, I stumbled upon a talk by Joe Dispenza. He spoke about the power of manifestation, the idea that our thoughts can shape our reality. It sounded almost too good to be true, but something about his words resonated with me. I had nothing to lose, so I decided to give it a try. That night, I sat on the floor of the basement with my guitar in my lap and closed my eyes. I started to visualize the life I wanted. I saw myself playing on stages, small and large, with people enjoying my music. I imagined the feeling of freedom, of being able to support myself through my passion. I pictured myself moving out of my parents' basement into a small but cozy apartment where I could create music without interruption. Every morning and every night, I repeated this visualization. I also started using positive affirmations. I am a successful musician. My music brings joy to others and sustains me. I am moving into my own place soon. It felt strange at first, but gradually, I began to feel a shift in my mindset. I felt more hopeful, more determined. Alongside the mental exercises, I took practical steps to improve my situation. I started recording my songs and posting them online. I reached out to local venues, offering to play for free just to get my foot in the door. I connected with other musicians, collaborating and learning from them. Each small step felt like a move in the right direction. One evening, after a particularly intense visualization session, I received an email from a local coffee shop owner. They had found my music online and wanted me to play at their venue the following week. It was a small gig, but it was a start. I played my heart out that night, and to my surprise, the audience loved it. People came up to me afterward, complimenting my music and asking where they could hear more. That gig led to another, and then another. My confidence grew with each performance. I started getting paid for my gigs, not much at first, but enough to see that this could really work. My online presence also began to grow. More people were listening to my music, sharing it, and reaching out to me. The momentum was building, and I felt like I was finally breaking free from the chains that had held me back for so long. Within a few weeks, I had saved enough money to consider moving out. It wasn't going to be a luxurious apartment, but it would be mine. The day I told my parents that I was moving out was a mix of emotions. They were proud of me, but I could see the worry in their eyes. I assured them that I was ready, that I had a plan, and that I believed in my ability to make it work. Finding a place was a challenge. but I eventually secured a small, one-bedroom apartment in a lively part of town. It was a far cry from the basement I had called home for so long. The day I moved in, I felt a mix of excitement and nervousness. This was a new chapter, a fresh start, and I was determined to make the most of it. The apartment was modest but perfect for my needs. I set up a corner for my music, with my guitar and a small recording setup. I continued to visualize my goals, now focusing on expanding my reach, playing at bigger venues, and connecting with more people through my music. The positive affirmations and visualization had become an integral part of my daily routine, grounding me and keeping me focused. My gigs continued to grow in number and size. I played at local festivals, bars, and even a few private events. Each performance brought new opportunities, new connections, and more confidence. The income from my gigs, along with the support I received from online sales of my music, allowed me to live comfortably in my new apartment. I remember the first time I played at a small but well-known music festival. The crowd was larger than anything I had experienced before, and the energy was electric. As I strummed the opening chords of my first song, a sense of calm washed over me. I was exactly where I was meant to be. The audience responded with enthusiasm, and by the end of my set, I had made a significant number of new fans. The festival gig led to even more opportunities. I was invited to collaborate with other musicians, and my social media following grew exponentially. People were not only enjoying my music, but were also inspired by my story of manifestation and determination. I started receiving messages from aspiring musicians who were struggling, just like I had, and wanted advice on how to turn their dreams into reality. Sharing my journey with others felt incredibly rewarding. I began to understand the true power of manifestation, not just in achieving my own goals, but in inspiring others to believe in their potential. I continued to practice visualization and affirmations, always focusing on the next step, the next goal. One day, as I was preparing for a performance at a well-known venue downtown, I received a call from a record label executive. They had been following my progress and were interested in discussing a potential deal. My heart raced with excitement. This was the break I had been hoping for, a chance to take my music to an even wider audience. The meeting with the record label went better than I could have imagined. They were impressed with my music and my story and offered me a contract that would allow me to retain creative control while providing the resources to produce high-quality recordings and promote my work more effectively. Signing that contract felt like a dream come true, a culmination of all the hard work and positive thinking I had invested over the years. With the support of the record label, I released my first professionally produced album. The response was overwhelming. The album received positive reviews from critics and fans alike, and my songs started getting airplay on local and national radio stations. I was invited to perform on television shows and at larger festivals, and my fan base continued to grow. Despite the increasing success, I never forgot the importance of visualization and positive thinking. I remained grounded, always taking time to meditate and focus on my goals. I also continued to connect with my fans, sharing my journey and encouraging them to pursue their own dreams with the same determination and belief. One evening, as I sat in my apartment, reflecting on the incredible journey I had been on, I felt a deep sense of gratitude. I thought about those dark days in my parents' basement, when everything seemed hopeless, and how far I had come since then. The power of manifestation, combined with hard work and perseverance, had transformed my life in ways I could never have imagined. My name is Alex, and this is my story. A story of dreams realized, of turning despair into hope, and of the incredible power of belief. Through visualization, positive affirmations, and unwavering determination, I transformed my life and created a reality where my music sustains me. And if I can do it, anyone can. The journey had not been without its challenges, but each obstacle I faced only strengthened my resolve. I remember one particularly tough period when the excitement of my initial success began to wane. The novelty of my story had faded for some, and the pressure to keep producing hit songs was immense. There were days when the doubts crept back in, whispering that maybe my success was just a fluke, that maybe I wasn't cut out for this after all. During those times, I returned to the practices that had brought me this far. I doubled down on my visualization exercises, imagining myself not just succeeding, but thriving in the face of adversity. I envisioned myself overcoming these new challenges with grace and determination. I repeated my affirmations more fervently. I am resilient. I continue to grow and succeed. My music touches hearts and minds. One particularly transformative experience came when I decided to travel to a small town for a week-long retreat focused on mindfulness and creativity. The retreat was a chance to disconnect from the pressures of the music industry and reconnect with the core of why I started playing guitar in the first place. My love for music and the joy it brings me. In the serene environment of the retreat, surrounded by nature and other creative individuals, I felt my inspiration rekindling. I wrote new songs, deeply personal ones that spoke to my journey, my struggles, and my triumphs. Returning from the retreat, I felt rejuvenated. The new songs I had written were different from anything I had produced before, more raw and authentic. When I shared these songs with my producer, he immediately saw their potential. The authenticity and emotion in the music resonated deeply with listeners. These songs became some of the most popular tracks on my next album, further solidifying my place in the music industry. As my career continued to grow, I also made it a point to give back to the community that had supported me. I started offering free workshops and mentoring sessions for young, aspiring musicians. Sharing my story and helping others navigate their own paths was incredibly fulfilling. I saw reflections of my younger self in their eyes. The same hunger, the same dreams, the same fears. Guiding them through their own journeys of manifestation and hard work became a new passion for me. One of the most rewarding moments came when a young musician I had been mentoring for a few years invited me to his first major performance. Standing in the audience, watching him command the stage with confidence and grace, I felt an overwhelming sense of pride. His journey reminded me of my own, and seeing his success reinforced the power of belief and perseverance. Despite the growing demands of my career, I always made time for my family. Moving out of my parents' basement had been a significant milestone, but maintaining a close relationship with them remained a priority. They had supported me unconditionally, even when my dreams seemed far-fetched. Their unwavering belief in me was a constant source of strength. Regular visits home, sharing meals, and playing music together were moments that kept me grounded. Looking back, the journey from my parents' basement to a successful music career felt almost surreal. It was a testament to the power of the human spirit, to the incredible things we can achieve when we align our thoughts, beliefs, and actions towards a common goal. My story was a reminder that no matter how bleak things might seem, with the right mindset and relentless effort, we can create the life we envision. My name is Alex, and my journey continues. Each day brings new challenges, new opportunities, and new reasons to be grateful. Through the ups and downs, I hold on to the principles that transformed my life: visualization, positive affirmations, and hard work. And as I continue to play my music, touching lives and sharing my story, I remain a living testament to the power of manifesting our dreams into reality.